Hello, I'm LaFerney of SlumberingAlligator.com. I am so excited to be partnering with my friends over at Treetopia to bring you something super special for the holidays today. I thought it would be so fun to create a movie-themed Christmas tree that features movie-themed Christmas decorations. Now, there are lots of really great holiday films. One of my absolute favorites is The Year Without a Santa Claus. I just love the Heat Miser and the Snow Miser. I'm gonna be showing you how to make the Heat Miser and the Snow Miser today so you can decorate your own Treetopia Christmas tree. As you can see, I've already decked out this beautiful 30-inch white Treetopia wreath behind me with a few of my decorations. I cannot wait for you to see the entire tree. Before I go any further, I want to give a special shout out to my friend Enero of pillbox79.com for editing this video. Thank you so much, Enero. All right, let's make some ornaments. For the Heat Miser, you will need a clear shatterproof bulb ornament, matte acrylic paint in antique parchment, black, white, and red paint markers, yellow, orange, and red pom-poms, a low-temp hot glue gun and glue sticks, and an egg carton. The very first step in creating the Heat Miser is to paint your ornament. Now we're gonna do this by removing the top, and we are simply going to squeeze our antique parchment colored paint right inside of the ornament. Just turn the ornament and squeeze a generous amount. What we're gonna do is just swirl the paint around. You're gonna wanna get full coverage. It's nice to have the egg carton nearby for any drips. Now this takes a minute and you can always add more paint as necessary. All right, it is looking fully covered. As you can see, I got a little paint there. It's not a big deal. I'll go ahead and just wipe that off. And then what you're gonna wanna do is turn this upside down in your egg carton and let it dry overnight. Now, paint will drip out and puddle, but that's okay. That's why you have the egg carton there. Now that my ornament is fully dry, I put the lid back on and attach the ornament hook. While this is drying, it's great to be able to hang it up. All right, let's get started. So the first thing I like to do is start with the nose. So for the Heat Miser, I'm just gonna find the center and I'm simply gonna draw the nose on. I'm gonna draw sort of, I think it's sort of like the shape of a candy kiss is how I look at it. Next, we're gonna add the mouth using your black paint pen. Okay, now we're gonna connect these lines. All right, now on the left side of the mouth, I'm just going to make a little triangular shape, just like so. Almost looks like a little piece of cheese. And I'm gonna fill that in with a little bit of black. And then I'm going to do something very similar on the right side of the mouth here. We're gonna come back to the mouth in a minute. But first we're gonna draw one little quick line under your nose. And we're gonna move up to the eyes now. So we're gonna be creating this brow here, and I sort of think of it as, it's kind of like an upside down W. It also sort of, to me, looks like someone saying, I don't know, sort of this sort of gesture. All right, let me show you here. So, for the actual eyes, we're gonna be making U's. So, I'm gonna start here at the lowest point of the brow. just like so. You can see the face taking shape there. We're gonna go ahead and add in our pupils really quick. It's looking very good. I'm gonna add some quick expression lines. So you're just gonna wanna draw a line under the eyes. So good. All right, back down to the mouth. Time for the red marker again. So we're just gonna connect these two areas here to form the bottom portion of the heat miser's mouth. Just like so. Then we're gonna add the teeth lines. 2 straight lines in the mouth. All right, now that heat miser's features have dried, we're gonna go ahead and fill in the teeth and the eyes with the white paint pen. There you have it. And then just add one little dot in each eye. And there you have your painted face. Next, we're going to add the heat miser's hair. Okay, so I've heated up my low-temp glue gun and I have my pom-poms, which are gonna be heat miser's hair. I have a sort of bigger red pom-pom here and I sort of just like to, fluff it up with my hands, kind of pull it apart. Even something like that would be great. Sort of the wilder the hair, I find the better. Same with your little yellow and orange fluffy baby pom-poms here. Just sort of, fluff them up a little more with your hands. Then you're gonna grab your heat miser ornament and just place a line hot glue here at the top. Be very careful not to burn yourself. And we're gonna place that big red tuft of hair right there in the center. And then we're gonna add our orange and yellow pom-poms to the side. It's fun to take pieces like this and then tuck them in. There we have it. The finished heat miser ornament. All right, let's make that snow miser. For the snow miser, you will need a clear shatterproof bulb ornament, matte acrylic paint in Cloudless, black, white, and blue paint markers, a low-temp hot glue gun and glue sticks, and keep that egg carton nearby. For the snow miser, we're gonna start decorating it the same way as the heat miser. We're gonna remove the top, and we are going to squeeze in our lovely blue paint. Fully covered. We'll just go ahead and let that dry next to our heat miser overnight. All right, let's get started on the snow miser. I'm gonna start with the nose, just like I did the heat miser. As you can tell, snow miser has a much longer nose. It sort of reminds me of a witch nose, that it has a little indentation, sort of like a wart at the top of it here. So let's go ahead and start drawing on our nose. So I'm just gonna find the center and start with a tiny little line. Now what I'm gonna do is just beef up my nose. Do that by just adding a little additional blue to the tip of the nose. Next, we're going to switch over to our black paint pen. And we're going to add the snow miser's smirk there. So just under the nose, I'm going to draw one single line that kind of smirks up at the end. Switch back to our blue paint pen to finish off the mouth, which is just one additional line. So where your mouth is, you're gonna go under, it's connected. All right, it's time to add snow miser's eyes. Now, they're a little tricky, just because they have an interesting shape, but it's nothing too hard. In fact, I sort of see it to look like a crooked house, basically. As you can see, there's the floor and then the sides of the house, and then sort of a slanted roof. All right, and we're gonna start with Snow Miser's left eye, and it's gonna come out of the nose line. Gonna grab that blue paint pen one last time and add some more emotion lines. All right, now that our Snow Miser's features are mostly dry, I'm gonna go ahead and paint on the whites of his eyes. All right, now that that's done, let's go ahead and add the icicle details using our low-temp hot glue gun. I like to dangle some icicles off the tip of Snow Miser's nose. Using your glue gun, make a straight line, pull up at the end. I like to add 3 icicles to his nose. And then to make Snow Miser's hair, just do a zigzag of hot glue along the top. So start at the top, go down, back towards the top. And there you have it, the Snow Miser. In addition to the great ornamentation I created for this tree, I thought it would be super fun to go over the top with my Christmas movie theme and hand paint backdrops of the Heat Miser and Snow Miser's lair. I really love when all the pieces come together. There in the background, you will see my hand-painted backdrops for the Snow Miser and the Heat Miser's lair. Then the beautifully decorated Treetopia tree featuring Heat Miser on one half and Snow Miser on the other. You'll also notice the felt snowflakes and felt flames. Red and white ribbon works perfectly for the Heat Miser. And then I added blue polka dot for the Snow Miser's side. I really hope you enjoyed this video with all of its Christmas movie theme decorating ideas. Sometimes it's just fun to go big, and with a great theme like this, there are so many possibilities. I hope you are feeling inspired to create your own Treetopia movie-themed Christmas. From me, the Heat Miser, the Snow Miser, and of course, all of my friends at Treetopia, we are wishing you a very happy holiday season.